Here we are again, and yeah, we had a really awesome last episode with Doc Francis, Doc Raleigh, and Doc Triggs. Medyo heavy pero sobrang insightful, no?
Tsaka medyo parang feeling ko nga ngayon mas healthy ako kaysa last week.
And mas positive and happy, 'di ba? Alam mo na ba, our viewers now know why we are such a happy bunch, right? We talked about the key to happiness and why riders are generally happy people. Naalala niyo ba yung mga yung mga sinabi ni Doc, yung dopamine, yung oxy something something, hindi ko naalala. Pero we should recap that. And then yung mga stats na shinare ni Doc Raleigh, medyo wild, 'di ba?
Oo.
Basta ako, mag-full face na ako, na helmet from now on.
Yeah, ako rin. Ikaw, Buck, may nagbago ba sa riding style mo?
Di na ako nagra-ride ngayon. Nakakatakot na eh.
Tsaka tag-ulan, no?
Grabe, hindi rider-friendly yung weather ngayon.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, no?
At saka lamig.
Masarap yung lamig.
Hindi na rin eh. Pag nabasa na paa mo, yari ka na.
Naka-sperry ka lang eh.
Good evening, Jaime Maralit.
Yun.
Hello, Jaime.
Sir Jaime, nanalo ka last time. Please PM us so we can send you your prize.
Attendance check. Sino pang nakalag on?
Oo nga.
Alam mo, kailangan natin i-check pala yung inbox natin para hindi ko pa ata na-check yung inbox natin.
Yan ang pro.
Tunay na SOCMED.
Hindi tunay na rider tayo. Hindi tayo tunay na Facebook, di ba?
Wala kami yung social media manager eh.
Kami lang. So please, pasensya lang. Kulitin nyo lang kami if you won. But I'm super proud of myself this week. We got a whole bunch of prizes out to people. We sent it to Carl, kay Dino. Meron pa isa eh.
Alam mo kung
Ruel!
Si Ruel, hindi pa.
Ruel!
We send it to Ruel.
Nanalo din yun, ha?
And si Alvin D, ayaw niya sabihin kung anong size niya sa Touratech.
Oo.
Parang ayaw niya manalo ng Touratech na t-shirt, ha?
Kasi reply niya ng size niya at saka address na padadalan, tatawagan din natin siya para humingi tayo ng para sa kanya eh.
Oo nga. And then, and maayong gabi sa tanan. Doc Raleigh is in the house.
Uy, si Leo Dino nandito rin.
Leo Dino?
What's up?
Parang,
what's up, Habibi?
Leo, binabayaran mo ba si Jolly para palagi ka mananalo? Nakailan beses na si Leo. Sorry, Leo. Man, we appreciate your support.
Disqualified na siya.
Yeah, we appreciate your support.
Na. Hindi naman yata yung tunay na tao eh. Parang robot, bot.
Troll account yan eh. Troll account yata daw.
Submit lang ng submit, no?
Tinan mo yung
yung profile picture.
Gitara.
Still mo, lima lang yung friends.
Si Tad!
Ganyan. That's how we treat our fans. Direct Bing, what's up? 47 seconds. Yun, Direct Bing is another one of those guys we should have on the show, man. Wala po ako natanggap.
Sino tong
Tunay na troll.
Guest natin ngayon.
Ha?
Malupit yung guest natin ngayon.
Pare,
balita ko, gwapo na naman daw to eh.
Umaapaw na naman ng sex appeal yung ating show ngayon.
Oo.
No comment. Like that just came from nowhere, man. Siguro mga sexy rin mga fans nito.
Puro lalaki.
Yan, and we're live. Welcome to All right. So on that note, to all of our female friends out there, partners and whatnot, um, you know what? The reality is, if you are a rider, um, you're only picking up other guys. Tignan mo ako. I picked up Buck, I picked up Jolly, and now we've got a show.
Alam mo, alam mo, nung nagkaroon ako ng first time ko nag-ride ng bike, kala ko talaga parang, oh shucks, magkaka-chicks na ako.
Nope,
Mali.
nope. You know who the only one?
Nice bike, dude.
Ang dami kong gwapo na friends dahil sa motor.
Yun.
You know who gets girls? The guys on Mios. Kung naka-Mio ka o naka-underbone ka, may chicks ka. Pero kung mas mataas na displacement, wala. Uy,
So, yung
good
mga
evening,
nakanta
Sir
dyan,
Hill. Napaka-classy. Good evening, gentlemen.
Gentleman.
Present.
Si
Christopher,
Archie
present din.
Garcia. Sabi niya, love ko, lab. Ko guest nyo ngayon.
Yari.
Sino ba yung guest natin? Parang nabibitin na ako iba eh.
Sino ba, Jolly?
Hindi ko alam. Basta ako,
Well,
puro
I've
chismis
known-
lang narinig ko.
Anong chismis?
Ano chismis
Pwede
yan?
All right, so without further ado, our guest is none other than Direct Sid Maderazo. Not only is he one of the most well-known and talented directors in the country, he's also an avid, passionate writer. And also, a couple years ago, something kind of extreme happened to him, and he shared it, he deconstructed it, and I think a lot of good came out of it. No, so Sola, bring in our Tunay Na Rider of the week, Direct Sid Maderazo. Brum 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 brum.
Nauulo yung mga kasama ko.
Sid is like, what the hell is going on? Direct Sid, what's up?
Hey Iba, hey Buck, hey Jolly. Thank you for
Good
the
evening.
intro.
Also the founder of Tito X. Ano ba yung Tito X, Direct?
It's just wala lang parang, well, it's more like a personal advocacy of mine. Parang just uplifting 40-year-old guys. Just basically just focusing on kasi parang when you're 40 and above, parang normally we just you know, we're just we're just
The
gonna
tail
go
end,
over
man.
the hill.
It's the
Ano yung
tail
mga
end.
makabagong mami.
Oo, parang ganun, di ba? Kami ni Paolo Obrera, mamils kami dati.
So it's life after Titohood. Yun. It embraces all the good things after Titohood.
Yeah, I just wanted to show lang the lifestyle of a 40-year-old guy, his interests like motorcycles, filmmaking gear, gadgets. I still don't know what to do with it, to be honest, but I just use it as a platform to just, let's say, do reviews and stuff. But yeah, basically just really just showing like a lifestyle of a I don't know, maybe a modern Tito. I don't know. Kasi pag Tito kasi naging punchline, di ba? Parang people pag na, oy Tito, don't call me Tito. They get offended. And I want
Okay.
to change and shift the attitude.
Pwede
towards
tayo
that,
mag-podcast na ano.
Nang.
Oh, nabibitin.
Nabitin kami ba?
Oh, back.
Podcast tayo, ano, tunay na tito.
Tunay na Tito.
Tunay na Tito.
Pwede.
Ito mahirap pag mabagal internet eh. Hindi sync tayo eh.
Pwede.
Pero pag tinignan mo, Sid, yung demographics namin, it's 40 to 50. Yun ang peak demographics. And as obviously, if you can
Pansin
check
ko nga,
out the
nandito
comments,
sila Tito Bing at Tito Hill at Tito Archie.
Tito Alvin, nandyan rin.
Tito Alvin.
Tito Alvin.
nandyan
Si
rin.
Alvin, nandito na.
Hey Alvin. Shout
So,
out to the BMW guys.
What's up, BMW peeps? Yeah, so how have you been coping with the lockdown, man? Have you been riding?
Good. Well, I'm in the province and we've been
Harap.
here since the lockdown. To be honest, ayoko umalis, but my wife forced me. Sabi niya na, oh, let's get out, let's go to the province with no plans. Ended up here somewhere in Central Luzon, and I'm happy that I listened to her. But I did tell her that I'll bring my motorcycle. You take the van because just in case if I'm needed in Manila for work because I had work because I thought I still had work, and then the lockdown happened. I was expecting para mga 1 week lang dito and then extend. And
6 months
since then we're still
later.
here. Yeah, but I'm happy I
Pare.
brought my bike. Alam mo yun? Kasi ang sarap eh. At least I get to ride just to de-stress sometimes. It's a misnomer na sige, you're by the beach, you're in the province, walang stress. But when you're working, the stress is there. It follows you. It doesn't choose your location eh. But I'd rather be stressed in, closer to nature. It's easier for me to cope
I mean,
than as
I'm
opposed to
super
be in the
envious.
city.
I'm super envious. I'm stuck in a 46 square meter condo. So over here by my Touratech helmet, that is my kitchen. Over here is the door to the outside. And over there is my bedroom. So like 5 months, man. 5 months. Nakakaingit. You did the right thing. So how are you working from there?
I work remotely. I'm happy that we have good internet here, but just a warning, notorious mag-brownout dito. So pag naputo lang ang kuryente, I'll have to jump right back in. Yeah, everything's done remotely. One of my first shoots, I was able to activate the network of directors that called Sidekick, and they just shot scenes inside their houses. They appeared as themselves. They used their family members. This was at the peak of the lockdown, so we were able to circumvent the limitations of the quarantine and still tried to when we found a way how to shoot and produce a TV commercial. And then from there, tuloy-tuloy na yun. Even shot a commercial in Vietnam remotely. I was out at the beach. Masaya. Masaya siya. Ang klase.
Speaking of
Magkano-
masaya,
So,
ang bastos ng mga fans mo, Sid. Can you see the comments? Sola, can we bring up the comment by Paolo Abrera?
yung mga, wala na, Tito Pao. Naging conservative na ako. Shot muna ako, Tito Bing. Ano yan? Ano yan?
Sobrang seryoso nga yung entrance ni Direk Sid. Anyway, Jolly, you had some questions, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Jolly.
Sid, how did you get into riding? What was your first riding experience?
Okay. It started. I started riding 2015. Parang it was really an effect of me getting older, and I stopped triathlon, just like Tito Paulo Abrera. Naabutan ko pa eh, when Paulo was on his way out. Nagsabay pa kami sa duathlon eh. I remember we competed the same parang sprint category. I was in triathlon. I was so into it. And then after a few years, na-burnout ako, when I competed Ironman in Australia, and then I competed a month after in Vietnam. And, parang na-burnout talaga ako. And I said, I just want to quit. So when I quit, parang nawala yung parang hinahanap ko eh, na parang I needed something exciting to do. And just the motorcycle, it wasn't really in my radar. But Ryan Agoncillo, actually.
Speaking of Ryan Agoncillo, may comment rin yung super fan mo, si Ryan.
Ayan! Ayan na wala. Patrayab.
But Ryan.
Kahit isang nipple lang daw.
No, but
Okay
actually,
lang naman din na demonetize na tayo.
alam mo si Ryan ang si Ryan yung ang nag-influence sa akin sa totoo lang, no. Kasi parang I was browsing sa Facebook or Instagram, tapos nakita ko si Ryan pinostin bago niya motor, yung Scrambler na Ducati. And I was like,
Ducati.
wow. Yeah, sabi ko po siya, ang ganda. It was really, sobrang ganda. Ang ganda pa ng shot ni Ryan. And then I messaged him, Ray, I wanna try it out. Hindi ako marunong mag-ride. And kasi I remember Ryan years back, he would always tell me, hey Sid, punta ka sa race ko sa drifting. Tapos doon, you can use my scooter. Try mo lang. Dati Rockas na Honda. Tapos yung Vespa. You know, but I never really got into it. And then until now, when I saw that pic, it was really that picture of that Ducati Scrambler that really, you know, parang for me, parang just really enticed me. And then the week after, you know, I bought one, and my wife got really mad. And but there's a saying, there's a saying though na it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So that's what I
Especially kung
did.
may bag kasama.
Oh, well, fortunately, my wife isn't into bags. Yeah, my wife cried, si Kat, and when she
Wow.
found out. But yeah, but she accompanied me to Ducati when I got it, and then nakakatawa to. Then I had them deliver the bike to the condo, and then sabi ko sa kanya, I promise I'll study muna riding sa Honda. Hindi ko gagalawin yan. Eh, bumili na ako ng AGV na helmet, bumili na ako ng gear, excited na ako. And then nakasuot na. Suot na lahat. Sabi niya, where are you going? Sabi ko, wala, titignan ko lang, pipicturean ko lang sarili ko. Kumuha ko lang. And this is true, guys. I watched lang how to ride a motorcycle sa YouTube. And then, nandun na naka-gear na ako. E de, sinubukan ko na. So, I did. Just release lang the clutch, no gas. And naka-park yung kotse, ang bike sa third floor. So, next thing I knew, I was already out in the street sa Makati. I was on Valero going around. That was the first time ever to ride the motorcycle. Ang problem lang, going back, hindi kasi ako naggagas di ba? Just release lang the clutch on first gear, mabagal lang. Pero pagdating doon, hindi ako nakilala ng guard, hindi niya tinaas yung barrier, semp lang ako. So I dropped the bike, I bent the clutch, and then the shifters. And then from there, sobrang kabado ako, no? But I had Ducati pick it up, and then I told them to just deliver it straight to Honda. And then that's where I learned. You know, I had the bike there. I talked to them. They allowed me to keep the bike there for 1 month. And then I just went back, practiced, and I said, nah, if I'm going to crash, might as well, you know, just drop the bike or crash the bike here in this controlled environment and practice outside. And then once I was confident, yun, linabas ko na. And then nag-convoy kami ni Kat. She followed me back home, and that was it. That was a start. And I never looked back. And it's a lifestyle for me. I love motorcycles, and I don't think I'll ever get over that. You know, parang tuloy-tuloy.
Yeah, once you're hooked, man. I mean, you're a rider for life, right?
Endorphins nga, sabi ni Doc, di ba?
And endorphins, that's right. And
hey, Gino is just hey Gino, nice to see you,
what's
buddy.
up, Gino? Again, the only reason we have like 10 viewers, and it's basically our friends hanging out with us. That's what Tunay Na Rider is about. Okay, Buck, kailangan mo
yung t-shirt ko. Di kasya sa'yo to, small to eh. Small lang size ko eh.
All right. So last week, we had some awesome riders who happen to be doctors. And it's a certain kind of crazy to be a doctor and a rider. So they kind of they know everything about what the risks are. They have handled
Ortho-
patients.
Orthopedic pa yung isa iba eh. So parang first hand din nakita yung mga bali-bali na ano.
Yeah, I would see Doc Raleigh, who's watching us now, man. It was the first accident I ever saw was with Doc Raleigh, and it was Doc Raleigh who took the spill, and I was freaked out, and I was like, "Wait, let's call an ambulance!" And we were in the middle of, we were like near Iloilo, near Boracay, and he's like, I'm a doctor. And then he took care of himself. Right? I did absolutely nothing. Shell shock. But you had a really, and I did not know how bad it was until I watched your video. I mean, the video that you released a couple months ago talking about detailing your injuries. And it was really bad. But there was some good that came out of it. I mean, hopefully a lot of people are riding safer now because of your experience, your painful experience. You want to share a little bit about that, Sid?
Yeah, I think a lot of learnings from that incident. Well, now I'm smarter and I'm safer. And because of that, now I ride with an airbag vest. I don't ride without one. Sobra. As in, it's for me, parang siyang seatbelt eh. Parang we don't ride cars without wearing your seatbelt. I don't ride my motorcycle without an airbag vest. Whether mechanical or electronic. Yeah, that's what I do.
Actually, the first time I saw
dito,
the vest was on you when we rode to Marilake, which is probably a year ago, man.
Yeah. Because after the accident, si Mark and Rovi messaged me and then told me about, hey Sid, why don't you try this, the Helite vest? And I knew about these vests, pero parang ako inisip ko, parang baduy, baka sira forma ko, just another layer.
Yan.
Mainit, mabigat.
But pare, I'd rather be inconvenienced by that than be in the hospital for weeks and spend so much just to repair broken bones. Seriously, kasi ang learning dito parang, kutsa nasa utong pa rin ba yung mga comments?
Nasa usapang utong pa rin yung natin, yung comment sections natin.
Hindi na tayo nag-move on dun eh.
So you were saying that you had the Helite, and now I think you're using a new one, which is like super high tech.
The Dainese Smart Jacket. So that's what I use now. But you just really have to just remember to charge it. I mean, being a tito, di ba, ulyanin tayo. Sometimes parang ready na ako, nandiyan na, tapos kinabit ko na yung electronic na Dainese Smart Jacket. Sabay, hindi pala na-charge.
Lobat.
So, balik ulit dun sa, balik pa rin dun sa...
May napakagandang product idea si Paulo Abreu.
Paulo Abreu, we want an airbag vest.
Airflow.
Pero going back to that accident,
you broke
I think
7 ribs. Like how many ribs do we have?
Ribs. I don't know,
but like that's
7
like
ribs,
most of them.
and then
both clavicles. You only have 2 clavicles, right?
Both clavicles, yeah.
And dumami
then,
ribs niya.
Punctured lung.
Damn. I didn't know it was that bad talaga. And I kept on bugging you, like, when are we riding? When are we riding? That's like the most insensitive thing somebody could do. And I'm like,
no, okay lang yun. Pero kasi ang weird kasi the bike that I was on was the GS 310. So it's not really a fast bike, and it's a 300cc bike. And I was just going to Makati from Pasig. That was how many kilometers away? And I mean, who would have thought, diba?
Yeah,
so I was just wearing a t-shirt, jeans. Buti naka full face ako. Actually, I don't wear half face helmets. Buti full face kasi ang unang impact kasi doon sa chin.
Yep.
And then
18% of all accidents, the impact is on the chin. Actually, Jolly also has a similar experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So yun. Pasalamat ko na I was wearing a full face. I protected my face, but unfortunately, I was like a foot short of, if I was like probably on the right side tapos yan, 'di ba? Right side, saan nag-slide ako dun sa ramp para at least smooth yung pag-akyat ko. Unfortunately, tumama ako sa bangketa, tumama yung dalawa kong shoulders sa bangketa. So balika agad yun. Yeah.
So I
But,
mean, the lesson learned is really all the gear, all the time.
all the
Right.
time. All the time. Kahit city.
Kayo gagamit
ako,
ng
even
ganito.
city.
Huwag kayo gagamit ng helmet
Well,
ni Bak,
ako.
delikado.
Oh,
Ito,
Um,
seryoso na si Paolo.
sige.
Ayun, wala na
Ah,
itong. Ayun.
Seryoso muna. True story.
Yes.
You're
Totoo yan,
still
Tito Pao. Yeah.
convinced most of us to invest in airbag vests because they're not cheap. They're very pricey, but the safety that you get out of it, I mean, it's the only evolution in motorcycle gear in the last 2 decades, right? Everything else has been the same. And now back to Utong.
Yes.
Meron tayong word of the day. Mamaya natin i-unveil.
I did not expect this on
Dapat
this show.
sumama na lang si Paulo dito. Log in ka nga.
Send natin yung link. Sabi ni Dino Ocampo, hipsters don't value their jaws.
Well, actually.
Yeah,
Doc
well,
Trig, it's a Touratech Aventuro, and I'm pretty sure it comes in orange. And buti na lang nandito si Alvin. He can hook you up for sure.
Yun.
yeah, Alvin, I'd like to thank kasi parang he sent me, and si Archie also helped me. He sent me my tools kasi kailangan kong palitan yung gulong ng GS dito sa probinsya. And it required a special bolt. I mean like a tool just to remove it. It's like a 50
yung
yata.
alin.
And ano ba nga ba yun? Parang star, anong tawag doon?
Yeah.
Star bolt.
Torx.
So yun. So nagpadala si Alvin na SBV tool. So salamat Alvin. And even a digital torque meter.
Nax.
So that really
Telegram.
helped.
So
Then
we
napadala dito.
we owe Alvin D a lot. He has been a big supporter of our show, and he even won a Touratech T-shirt a couple of weeks ago.
Sponsored by.
Send mo sa amin
Sponsored by
yung,
Touratech.
yung size nyo mo.
Oh, Alvin, ba't ayaw mo sabihin yung size mo? Alright, Jolly.
So Sid, nabanggit mo meron kang GS. What other bikes do you have?
What other bikes do I have? I've owned also, or like do I enumerate all the bikes that I've owned?
Let's
Sige,
go.
pwede
Let's
natin
do
gawin.
it.
Tara.
Um,
Karoon mo na
Remember
yung
all the
gusto
bikes
mo
I've
magkaroon.
From the first one hanggang yung present. Yung ano,
first
chronological.
bike was a Ducati Scrambler. May konting review na rin. Ducati Scrambler I loved. I got the Urban Enduro, yung green, nilagyan ng camo. I'm like a sucker for camo. Although init talaga. Punyeta ang init.
I've heard.
Yeah, and in fact, nakakatawa yun sa Brap Pack. Before the Brap Pack, ang pangalan ng WhatsApp group namin is Scramblered Eggs because all of us had scramblers. Si Echo, si Odi, si Drew, si Ryan, of course. We were like riding, and si Javi, we all had scramblers. And it was at one point named Scramblered Eggs, and Drew named it. Because talagang luto talaga yung itlog mo sa init. So anyways, moving from there, ang next kong binili was a Vespa, a Sprint, a 150, because I needed like a city commuter. And I love that. That's still in the garage until now. The Ducati I sold. I love the Vespa for city rides. Small footprint. You can just weave in and out of traffic. It's really my go-to bike. And wala kainit-init. And I have a top box Vespa. And for me, a top box, although top box is really the ugliest thing on a motorcycle. It is. But seriously, it is a box, diba? It is a box sa likod ng bike. However, ang bagay lang talaga na box ang top. Syempre sa adventure bike, of course. Like my GS has one. Doon lang talaga bumabagay eh. But on the Vespa, meron siyang parang streamlined na color scheme.
I
Pareho din yung color
disagree.
nun.
Oo nga.
I don't know if you've seen my have you seen my Apocalypse Vespa?
No, not yet.
I've had it
Medyo
even
ano,
hindi
context clues tayo kung ba't apocalypse yung tawag dun eh.
yeah. So I use my Touratech top case on my Apocalypse Vespa and it made it perfect. Actually, hindi pa uso yung mga hard case. I just wanted to put I love my Touratech top case, man. That thing is a tank. It saved my bikes. Oh, wait, caveat, we are supported by Touratech. But so I made my Vespa look like an Apocalypse Vespa just so that it could support the Touratech top case, the matte black.
Ayun, matte black, di ba? Yeah, I mean, for me, practicality-wise, when you're in the city, you need a top box kasi you need to lock your stuff in, di ba? So yun. And then after that, I got a BMW R90. And, people ask me all the time, if there's one bike that I'll keep in my garage, it will be the R90 Classic, for sure. For me, that's a perfect bike for me. I mean, I've traveled like really long journeys on that bike. But for city rides, former rides, it does the job well. It's still a great looking bike. 2016, I bought it. Looking at it, I mean, in the garage, it just really still looks great. Hindi siya mainit, which is a misnomer, di ba? Pag nakita mo na, di ba, parang laki ng makina, boxer engine, jutting out from both sides. But for me, it's like the best bike, something that I'd keep in the garage. And after that, I got a W800, the Kawasaki, which I really like also. Ako, gusto ko yun. And then I got a Kawasaki Z900. I had it customized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really into naked bikes and heritage bikes because we had at one point I had the R90, I had the W800, I had the Triumph Bonneville, and then I had the Kawasaki Z900. So I had like 4 of the same class in the garage.
Yep.
And then eventually I got the GS310. That's the bike that I crashed in, but I still use it. In fact, I'm thinking of upgrading the wheels para lang mas maging legit na adventure bike talaga. I want to get spoke wheels for that. But it's still in my garage. And then the GS, of course, I bought it from Ryan Agoncillo. He calls it, may name na yun eh. When I got him, we call him Gunther. Diba? Parang match
Gunther?
Gunther. Yeah, so I got the GS 1250 and that bike is just an amazing bike, pare. Oh, but also I had the KTM pala na
1290.
Na 1290.
Super
The
dupe.
beast.
Yung GT.
The GT, pare. That bike is insane. Sobrang bilis talaga. Yeah, pero init. Sobrang init talaga. Hindi ko rin na... But for touring, that's the best bike. I mean, on paper, the horsepower, I think it's 160, I think.
That bike is ridiculous. And the balance on that bike is
pare, oh. Yeah, and
beautiful
then I
balance.
use that on the track, I use it on the track, and it's such a beautiful bike. And then, I got the GS, and then...
Wait, how long have you been riding?
2 weeks. It's 2015.
So,
and then recently
2 bikes
I got
a year?
a dirt bike.
Every 6
2 bikes
months.
a year. Every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Pero right
hindi
now,
mo
I have...
mga motor, ha? Hindi ka
Yeah.
mauubusan.
Pagbalik mo rito sa Manila, anong bike naman yun?
Kasi tapos na yung 6 months. Oh no, you just said you got a new bike.
I got a new bike, a CRF 150 na Honda. So
Yun.
Wheeltech, they delivered it here sa province. Kaya thank you, Roscoe, for sending it over. Galing pang Bulacan.
Wow.
Marunong mag-Tagalog yan.
Yun. So ako nagustuhan ko kasi ang daming trails dito, and I didn't want to bring the GS. I mean, first of all, kung if I drop it, medyo mabigat siya, di ba? So, I needed a light bike that can go over trails and on and off road. And at the same time, because it complements my new hobby, which is it's my new Tito hobby, which is birding.
And a 1200
So
GS, a 1250 will scare off the birds.
for sure. So I got a dirt bike. I got like, I strapped my tripod there. And yeah, so far it's been my favorite bike here in the province kasi wala eh. Pag mga short trail rides, just adventure, shoot birds, it's just very relaxing for me. That's really my hobby now. That's
Mahilig ka
it. Yan ang
talaga sa
history ng
birds.
mga bikes ko. Oh.
Yung ano nga eh, yung
Maraming
sa
jokes yan.
In this show, we've
Hindi,
talked
seryoso
about
kami. Pag-usapan natin yung birds na yan.
mga birds. Usapang
mga
birds.
birds.
Mm.
Usapang birdie, usapang utong, at saka scrambled eggs on Tunay Na Rider. And this went dark fast. Okay, wait, go ahead. Bob.
Anyway. Since nandun na tayo sa birds, nawala ako. Dapat yung bird yung itatanong ko eh.
Anong bird? Malaking bird?
Yung birds na hilig ni Direk.
Minamotor pa niya yung mga birds.
Oh, paano paki-explain paano yung mga birds na yun? Like, trailing
kasi
tapos photography.
Hindi, parang no, kasi a lot of birders, obviously they are photographers. They shoot stills of birds. But ako kasi, since I'm a filmmaker, I shoot videos of birds. So parang it takes more time to set up. It's not like, I need a bigger tripod. It's not like I can whip out yung camera with a zoom lens and do handheld. You can't do handheld when shooting birds with a 600 millimeter lens, obviously.
Malaki-laki yun.
Yeah. So, but funny, this new hobby has taught me how to be more patient. It taught me perseverance. Alam mo yun, parang you just stay there, stand in one space. And normally naka-green ako para ayoko mang camo kasi parang it might be too, baka mapagkamalan ako sundalo,
NPA.
or NPA pare.
You wear your camo in the city, but when you're in the woods, you don't.
Yun nga eh. But just I guess for safety rin. But I also got from Lazada a tent na camo, which is called a blind, that you just basically put in one part of the forest and then just wait for birds.
Parang
It's
ang
just
hirap
really
nun.
for me, kailangan patient
Biglang
ka
may
lang.
sisigaw sa'yo na, "Hoy, anong ginagawa mo dyan?" Nagbo-birding, sir.
Sumushoot ng birds.
Yeah.
Shoot ng birds.
But it's for me, it's seriously, I think it's just literally you stop and smell the roses. This one is like, when was the last time you just looked up and look for look at birds, and diba, we hear the birds every time, every morning, but we don't really take note of
the
that.
nature.
So, na-appreciate ko lang yun.
Yeah, lalo na if you're out of the city, man. I mean, that's and it's a good excuse to get out there, right? Get on two wheels and
for sure.
Where are you going? Looking for birds.
Yeah, for sure. So kaya nga nag-compliment eh. So that's why I got a dirt bike, and I just stuff my gear in my backpack, and then just go out there. Just look for a place where you think that there will be birds. And there's a perfect time that you need to go. You have to be there early morning kasi pag medyo late na, di ba? You want to get the birds as early as possible when they feed, especially. So yun, but I can't identify the birds. Parang, so that's why I had to buy books such as
yung pang-identify.
Mga field books. It's really, I'm geeking out on these things now.
Someone you got to ride with is Prof. Randy David. Because whenever we go out of town and we ride, and he sees a bird, he's gonna pull me over and goes, Iba, that's this kind of bird. Its migratory pattern is blah 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 blah. Like
Talaga?
Nice.
he loves that stuff. And also, see Philip Camera. I think he was with the Ebon Foundation before. One of the when things are better, Sid, we'll go on a ride. We'll look for some birds. Not the kind of birds that Direct Bing and Alvin are talking about.
Oh.
We'll
Si
do some
Jolly,
real-
mahilig din to sa animals, mga pussy.
Ay, ito nga isa.
Nagsisave yan ng mga pussy na nakakalat sa kalye.
No, seriously. His garage is full of like rescued cats.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ayan. Nag-grab ng pussy.
Nasa garahe ka, Jolly.
Balik tayo sa moto.
Balik tayo sa bird.
Anyway, so Sid, before the lockdown, aside yung sa mga moto birding mo ngayon, ano pa yung mga pinaka-epic na rides mo in the past
Epic rides.
5 years?
Well, mostly the rides that are memorable were at least local rides were with the Bra Pack. Let's say we had our Santiago ride. It was for the dad of Echo. We rode
I saw the video of that. That was
span of-
wonderful.
Yeah, so we went to San Juanico, Tacloban.
Ooh.
Span of 3 days? Retratan yun talaga.
Damn.
Paguran yun. Alam mo, habulin mo pa yung ferry. Sa
Kasi
Matnog. Saan ba yun? Oo.
a day lang yun umaga at hapon.
But those are really memorable. Abroad, I've ridden a few times, but of course the most memorable would be just a few years ago, yung BMW Motorrad days. Yun talaga.
yeah.
I mean, like 7 countries and like one country every day. You travel from Germany, and then you end up in Barcelona. Was it Barcelona? Yeah, I think so. In Spain, din ang last stop.
We had
memorable
Sir
yun.
Hill.
That was- yeah.
We had Sir Hill on the
sobra.
show right before the lockdown. And he was telling us about Motorrad days this year, which I guess didn't push through, right? Because of all this craziness. But it sounded like an epic ride talaga. I mean, that's on my bucket list for sure.
Natuloy yung Motorrad Days, Iba.
Natuloy ba?
Talaga?
Natuloy, pero hindi na sa Garden.
Oh, wow.
Ano, no?
Yeah, I think
Wala
sa
kasi
Berlin.
IATF dun
I think the next is in Berlin, or was it natuloy ba yun? Alam ko sa
Natuloy.
Berlin ng
Natuloy sa Berlin.
Oh, wow.
Dito sa probinsya nila, doon na sa city lang.
So hindi na
Nice.
Hindi na
they didn't crossing. Oh, kasi it's so difficult to go cross country now. I mean,
within Germany pa rin yung Motorrad Days sa Garmisch,
Yeah.
sa bundok.
Yeah.
Ngayon sa Berlin,
Yung
sa
isa,
city na lang.
yung for the longest time kasi dun siya sa probinsya I can't even pronounce it.
Yung Garmisch, Partenkirchen.
Yes, exactly. So yun talagang parang Woodstock of BMW. This is really may vibe, ang ganda ng vibe. You're like actually in like a farmland. You're like in the middle of nowhere. And then dun tinuyo nila yung Motorrad Days exhibits, exhibitions.
Ay, pinarek pala ako ni Hill.
Canceled this year.
Cancel
Next
pala.
year sa Berlin.
Fake
Mali
news
ka na
naman
naman,
to si Jolly
Grabe.
Hindi naman tayo news outlet eh.
Fake news talaga to.
Thank you, Alvin
Next year.
and Sir Hill.
Garmisch Partek Krish.
Garmisch.
Gawin mo basahin mo nga back parang Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Garmisch Partek.
Yeah, it's a Garmisch part. Basta Garmisch. Basta, ang nakakatawa sa
Sorry for our German viewers, kung meron man dyan,
Yung
for watching
the day we left, ang from Germany, ang first stop kagad namin, yung pass was at sa Stelvio Pass. But the thing is, may isang grupo, yung Euro Monkeys, they came from Barcelona, they rode back to Garmisch. Kami naman, we waited for the motorcycles. Then we did the opposite. baligtad naman. Pero nakakatawa kasi parang you're still cold on the GS, and then the first thing that greets you would be the Stelvio, the infamous Stelvio pass, di ba? Like
Stelvio
with
Pass, di ba
how
may
many
snow?
we
Nag-yelo doon, di ba
did
taas?
may konting yellow pero nun sa Stelvio Pass wala, but may I think in Switzerland when you pass Switzerland meron, pero ang hirap kasi pag sa hairpin pag up when you're going uphill,
Pataas sa
mas madali
hairpin.
pag downhill kasi you have to look, you have to stop before you actually commit to that turn. Kasi meron ka ding kasalubong na mga trucks at mga kotse. So sure enough, may mga sumemplang din sa amin doon, di ba? Because once you stop and you're in the middle of that steep
Oh,
na
yeah.
hairpin,
Oh, yeah.
pare, semplang ka talaga. But after that, it was just really an amazing experience. Ang ganda
ano lang
talaga,
dapat,
sobra.
i-shout out din natin yung mga GS, bakit walang walang hill lock assist.
Meron.
Wala ba?
Meron.
Nasumisip. Ay, meron pala eh.
Meron.
Okay.
Meron.
Dala ka
Meron
ng
siya,
pangkalso.
may hill assist. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the most memorable for sure. Sa abroad.
Yung sa mga ganong kahabang, hindi, balik tayo dun sa yung biyahe nyo nila Echo. Yung mga ganong kahabang mga biyahe, ano ba mga usually na pine-prepare mo?
Actually, you just really have to travel light eh. Especially ng time na yun, ano ba yung dala ko? I was on the KTM and may saddlebags naman ako which actually allowed me to put more stuff. Pero I mean, 3 days na naman eh. So wala naman. But ang problem kasi as a filmmaker, you bring a lot of gear, I mean, just a normal weekend vacation with my family. Kung ano nung dinadala ko eh. I have 2 drones, bring 2 cameras, tripods, gimbals. Sometimes it's a curse, because you feel incomplete without your gear. Exactly. And you just sometimes wish na I just might as well just shoot everything and it's a GoPro, which actually the GoPro 9 is actually nice. I need to sponsor it, pero I'm actually really impressed with the new GoPro. And when
You don't
I
have
ride,
the
I shoot.
Insta1? I love the Insta1R.
Actually, I had the Insta1 yung una, but the R wala pa because
I
my
got the
last GoPro
Insta1R.
was GoPro
It's ridiculous.
6. I know exactly, so it's modular.
Yep.
But I got the GoPro Max. So ang setup ko sa riding ganito, I have 3 GoPros when I ride. So yung isa, I have as a dash cam. So it's my oldest GoPro. It's a GoPro 5 Black yata. 5 pa yata yun. Imagine I held off. I didn't buy anything until the 9, the latest one. And then yung GoPro, yun, constantly naka-loop yun. So para siyang CCTV. That's why my accidents, I have diba, yung mga, every time I get into an accident, yeah, fully documented. It's in the video. When I got into accident Tagaytay, I got that on tape. I got an accident, the BGC, the most major one, I got that on tape. So it's like a CCTV, like a dash cam. It's also for my security. Yeah, pag naka-loop yung video. Pero dapat may constant yung power mo. And then may 360 ako na GoPro, or it can be an Insta, because it was an Insta before, but there should be a 360 cam, and that's a perfect gadget if you're riding. Pero mali kasi na nag-ride, they just switch on the 360 camera, tuloy-tuloy yan. Seriously, you won't have the patience to extract 360 footage if you let it run for an hour. I tell my friends, pag ganyan, pag may nakita ka lang magandang scene or nakita mo naka-formation kayo magbarkada, maganda yung tanawin, just pitik mo lang, few seconds, 15 seconds, that's enough.
Yep, that's great advice, man. Because also, you're looking at
exactly.
5.7K resolution. You want the best resolution. You're gonna eat up a lot of hard drive space when you're shooting at that resolution.
It is 5.7, but once you export as a flat movie,
it's
only
it out.
1080.
Yeah.
That's why dito pumapasok yung, let's say, the GoPro 9. And this is, I always have it here on my chest. I have a chesty or on the chin, which I tried recently. And that one yun, pitik din. Parang if there are moments that I feel that are nice to capture, then I just record for a few seconds. Yun lang mali kasi na parang some just keep their GoPros on.
Yeah.
Like
You're never
the
going to have
whole
the
ride.
patience.
You'll never have the
Oh,
patience to edit
Yeah.
it.
Agree.
si
Uh,
Sophie nandiyan na ha. Wala nang mga bastos na comments ha.
dapat mabait na tayo. Hi,
Oh,
Sophie.
hi Sophie, good evening.
Tama na yung
I'm
usapang
just
Sophie's
bird.
I'm reading the comments parang yung mga epic rides namin, yung Sniper Alley. Yan nakakatawa.
Yung Mount
We're
Uy Uy.
going to Mount Uy Uy. Oh my gosh. Halos
Yan.
lahat kami sumep lang doon. Kaya Sniper Alley kasi meron doon isang part yung hindi pa gawa yung bridge. You have to go down the steep parang dirt trail. And lahat kami sumemp lang doon. Kasama na si Archie, si Ryan, si Drew. Who else ba? Who else was there? And Javi. Unti-unti, lahat kami, isa-isa, parang sina-sniper. Bagsak.
Kaya ba yan Mount Uy Uy kasi lahat nung nagmumotor doon? Ay!
Uy. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's called Mount Uy Uy. Ito si Ryan sa soul searching. Kasi sa best, pumunta rin kami same route doon. Pero maputek. You know, everyone was like on dual sport bikes. I was on the R90 sa mud. And then tanggal yung swelas ko eh. Sobrang putek eh.
Pero hindi daw sumemplang yung
Kaya soul
R90.
searching. Hindi sumemplang yung R90. I'm proud to
So
say.
everybody
Kasi
was on an
ingat
adventure bike.
No, but when you're an adventure bike, mas malakas loob mo di ba? Sige,
Oo.
dira, di ba? Pero syempre, I was on an R90. I didn't want to drop it. So I was like, I was waddling all throughout, di ba? But it was fun. Most memorable yung mga ganun, yung mga pahirapan. Akala ko ma-heart
Oh,
attack
yeah.
ako nun kasi
Oh,
we're like
definitely.
pushing the bikes up on muddy slopes. But eventually it was fun. I mean, when we hit Casa Agoncillo in Batangas, I mean, the food was just amazing. Kaya yun ang looking forward kami doon sa gano'n, sa kakain kami. may luto si Madam Juday. You know? Yun yung motivation eh. Yun ang motivation pag dadaan kami sa Mount Uyuy dati.
And you know, it's the most challenging rides that are the ones you look back on fondest, you know, with a smile on your face, right? The easy ones, the normal Sunday rides, but it's the stuff that challenges you as a group, and you see how you come together and you overcome and you laugh about it and have drinks afterwards, man. Those are the best rides.
Yun yung mga tipong, ang saya nung ride na to Tara, gawin natin ulit. No.
Yeah. Like that's how I feel about Cannonball. Nope, not again. All right. And now down to our final question that we ask all of our Tunay Na Riders of the week. What does it mean to be a Tunay Na Rider for you?
What does it mean to be? For me, it's not just being like a poser, di ba? Na parang, okay, gusto ko lang pumorma, ganon. I mean, a tunay na rider for me is like you really embrace the lifestyle. I ride my motorcycles every day to work. And that's just really my mode of transportation. So for me, that's what a tunay na rider is. You know, you really embrace the lifestyle. You adjust things. Because you ride motorcycles, and yeah, that's I think that's the best for me. That's how I see it, to become a tunay na rider.
And you also see the evolution of Sid Maderazo as a rider, right? You started out as that poser. You know how that happens, and
For sure.
you evolve to kind of respect the motorcycle and respect the gear, and you learn the hard way on how to become isang tunay na rider, right?
Yep.
You really embraced it wholeheartedly, and when you fell, you got right back up and you kept on riding.
Yun yung pinaka-importante.
Oo.
Yan ang tunay na rider, pare.
Tunay na tito.
Tunay na tito rider.
Tito na rider.
Tito na
Tito na rider na birder.
na birder. Okay, tama na yan. Okay, that's enough. And on that note, we forgot to mention our raffles. I don't know if anybody, Sola, did anybody like share? Do we have anybody who will win? I'm checking with the. Oh, we do. Awesome. Without us mentioning it, and it's gonna be our friends again. One of the reasons we have these raffles is so that we can give free stuff to our best buds. Spin that
Hang
wheel,
out with
Sola.
friends.
Let's see who won this time. A couple of weeks ago, Sid, Archie, and Alvin won Touratech stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay. Bumalik na kay Alvin.
Uy, yon!
Yun.
Nico! Yes!
Uy, may sound effects na tayo ngayon.
May applause
Ang
tayo
galing.
Boss Nico! Alright, Boss
Ano,
Nico
isa
is
pa?
one of my good buds. He's part of our group, Club PK. I won't say what that stands for. Grupo namin nila Alvin at nila Toto back in the day. Ano, isa pa? Marami pa tong premyo eh. Alright.
Puno na yung
May
bahay
Under
niya.
Armour. Okay. Under Armour or Touratech?
Yung
Ayun
t-shirt
na
diba,
bahala.
raffle natin.
Ayun. Dinanalo na ba si Fred?
Sound effects. Sound effects.
All right. So this is our new reformatted show. Next week, we're going to have Oro Plata Moto. And Jolly, what are we going to be talking about in Oro Plata Moto next week?
We're
Yan.
gonna be talking about the 5 most historical bikes ever.
Ever.
Okay.
well, hindi ever, pero sa aming opinion. So,
And
isa naman tayo.
Direct Sid, any last words or parting showing of flesh? Wag, nandito si Sophie. So wag na tayo masyadong ano. Last words na lang to our audience.
That's it. But thank you, Iba, Buck, Jolly. Had fun. Maraming salamat for having me in the show. An honor.
Thanks
salamat.
for joining, man. It was a blast.
you.
We learned a lot. I'm now gonna save up for a sana may kasya sa
An
akin.
airbag vest.
An airbag vest.
Yeah. Correct.
Ako,
All right.
mag-invest ako
Yun.
mag-aaral na ako.
Thank you, Direct. Sid, marami kami natutunan at saka yung mga viewers.
Maraming salamat, guys. Thank you so much.
And this is the first time that we're under 1 hour.
Oo nga.
Sorry, may meeting kasi natin.
57 minutes.
57 minutes. All right.
Sorry,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone. Catch you
Maraming
next week
salamat.
on Tunay Na Rider. Peace.
Bye, guys.